hold on, sorry. Oh, I forgot to put my glasses on too. I'm Marissa Estrada. I'm in biology 225, fall 2020, fall 2 of the 2020 semester. It's November 15th, 2020. This is lab 2 results. I wanted to use the same paper so I'm not wasting paper. Just a second. My low battery thing came up on my phone. Okay, this will be quick. So this is the lab 2 results, as I was saying. So let me grab my paper to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. So I took a photo of all of my developed plates. I have E. coli, S. cerevisiae, and epidermis. Okay. Include time and observations. So it has been 48 hours, I believe, if not 72. I'm gonna double check that, and I'll make sure to put that in my notes in the data table that it requests, because I have to look at the video when I did it, because I've been doing lots of labs this week, as you know. Okay, so I'm going to start off by saying that some grew faster than others, which is kind of it's understandable, because some have optimal growing temperatures or growing environments, and if E. coli, E. coli hardly grew at all. There's maybe a couple little things on there, a couple little colonies on there, but that's about it. So this, I would not say that this plate, if I could, I would give it more time, but it's Sunday night before turn-in, and so I have to call it. Yeah, you'll be able to see it a little bit easier. I could show you now, but you'll be able to see it a little bit easier. It looks like a new thing. Oh, the 13th. I'm sorry. So today's the 15th. So, today's the 15th. So then I gave it 48 hours. So I had to let the test tubes incubate, and then these as well. So it was cut really close. So I wish I could give it more time. I just don't have the luxury. So this is my S. cerevisiae. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm hoping you'll be able to see it a little bit better whenever whenever you see the photos. And this is my S. epi. So you can see that I started up here, drug it down, went this way. So it did isolate. I should show you this one a little bit better too. Started up here, drug it down here, drug it this way, and then up this way. And I noticed, so there's a question in here that says, let's see. Let's see. Basically it was asking what you could do to improve your method. And basically what I'm noticing is that in some of these plates, it looks like I started up in the first quadrant, I moved to the second quadrant, drugged down from the middle, went to the third quadrant by dragging down, and then went up to the fourth by dragging up from the third. But it looks like in this fourth quadrant, it could have gotten a little contaminated from the top. And I wrote it in the answer, but if I were to do anything different, it would definitely be drawing margins on my plates. That way I know where to stop. So I know which quadrant is which quadrant, and nothing gets confused. I think there are definitely isolated colonies, and it definitely diluted it down, but it's not as much as I would have hoped for. Okay, let's see. I wrote down the questions just to make sure that the results video is exactly what you need. So it shows and explains the results. So yeah, so I showed you E. coli didn't have much growth at all. Little tiny bit on the top. I wonder if you could see it if I take the lid off. There's a tiny bit up where it says E. coli. There's a little tiny bit of growth. I'm not sure if you could see it. I'm going to toss these anyway, so I don't really mind taking the top off because they don't need to be non-contaminated anymore. Yeah, so I'll try to make sure my photos that I did take are excellent quality so you can kind of see everything. Okay, explains if it was successful and whether expected results were obtained. So I would say that for the majority, it is successful. I would say that the point of this lab was to dilute, my goggles are fogging up, it's hard to see, was to dilute the specimen down to get individual colonies, which I was able to do. The thing is, I wish that my technique was a little bit better, and I wish so by drawing margins on and being very cautious of each quadrant, where the margins are for each quadrant. And then the other thing is I wish that I had a little bit more time to let like E. coli ones, like cultures that need a little bit more time to warm up or to continue culturing. Another thing is I ended up moving my incubation station to something a little bit more, it's warmer. It's definitely warmer where I have it now, and it's still within I believe that it's 24.9 or something like that degrees Celsius. So they are growing faster now, and I ended up moving them on Friday, I believe, maybe Thursday. I can't remember what day, but I ended up moving them before I did these plates. I moved the test tubes to get the test tubes to a turbidity level that I felt was more appropriate of smearing. Let's see. Explains how the experiment results apply to real life. Let's see. So I'm assuming that what this question means is that like how my results were affected by real life. So my house is very cold. I don't know why it's so cold. The temperature just started to drop here. I'm in Northern California, and it's like around 60 degrees outside, and it's probably like 67 degrees in our house. So I have to take that into account when I'm finding a place to incubate my cultures. Yeah, so the first place I picked, it was within the 21 to 25 degrees Celsius, but it was on the lower end. So that makes it a little bit more difficult for the cultures to grow. So yeah, now it's up 24.9-ish, I believe. So hopefully any specimens that I am growing from here on out will have an easier time. Hopefully I fix that problem. Let's see. Describe any experimental errors and how to avoid. So like I was talking about, the temperature control, I was making sure I was checking the temperature, but I didn't realize like how much of an effect like being in the lower end of the range would really affect the grow time. So I need to make sure, if another person were to do this experiment, make sure that you are staying within that grow range, but try to be on the upper end. And I put them in a box to try and harvest some heat in there too. And yeah, just try to keep them warm as much as you can. Another thing is ensure you know where your inoculation loop is when dragging, because you don't want to make an error like mine where it looks like you might have dragged a little one too far in. So yeah. I hope this answered all your questions. So now I'm going to clean my station again. I'm going to clean it with 10% bleach, and then I'm going to put 100% bleach into these test tubes, these are not test tubes, into these plates, and I'm going to, after let them sit for 2 hours, tape them, and then plastic bag them up and throw them out. And as I said in my other video, it is garbage day today. So they will be taken out promptly and away from children. There's no children or animals that are going to be able to get into our garbage. Yeah. So, and then after that, I'll take off my PPE and wash my hands and everything after cleaning this station. And putting the bleach in here, and then I'll put it back on whenever I whenever I dump the cultures. Okay, so I hope this answered all your questions. If you have any other questions, please feel free to email me. Have a wonderful day.